Michael, why on the post-it note underneath our password for all of our socials, why is the word penis candy written?
I thought that was you.
I mean, it kind of looks like my handwriting, but I can't be accountable to what I do way back when.
I mean, you can't be accountable to what you do now.
I am blacked out, guys. I am not going to remember this.
Where
Racist.
am I?
I'm kidding.
Ooh.
So welcome back to the punk rock pizza party of penis candy that is the Disinformed podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
And I'm Michael.
And we are funking it all to hell right now.
And did you know, Dewan, he doesn't party, since you're going to appropriate punk rock pizza party.
I was listening to episode 2, where you had described that life, according to Dewan, must be a punk rock pizza party. So...
Dewan is how I wish to live my life, and that was sternly on record as of now.
That was really abrupt. I think I actually specifically chose music that was shorter to avoid some of this nonsense.
May we never be complete.
Yes, indeed. And may they never meet. Well, I have a question for you, gentlemen.
Oh, yikes.
Have I ever told you about the Austin, Texas murder hotel?
No.
Nope.
I mean, that didn't sound nearly as intrigued as you should have, considering.
Oh, I'm used to murder. I live in a very nice neighborhood.
Not to underplay the matter. So, a few years back, I was in a band that dissolved under unceremonious circumstances, and we won't get into the details of that here.
Skeleton Schmees?
Maybe. No, this is prior to that. But same circumstances. So I was asked back into a collaboration with one of the individuals from said band.
Okay.
And the manager of the group asked me if I would be willing to come to Austin, Texas and record some songs.
Oh, I know this is going.
And so I asked how much, and I was given a very generous sum. And airfare was covered.
Making it worth the travel.
And I was provided hotel and food for the entirety of my stay. So I had a nice 3-day trip. They were going to have, it was around South by Southwest, so I was going to get to do some performances, get a little exposure, hopefully some Southern exposure, and get to play around down there. So I flew over to Austin. I was met at the airport and taken to my hotel. And then everything devolved from there. So I went to the front desk, and there was no one at the front desk for 20 minutes.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, it's a busy town.
Yeah, it was also 11:30 p.m.
Peak hours.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, who's getting fucked where that I can't just get my goddamn key to my room?
Or watch.
And here comes this, bulbous, glorious Texan woman who, slumps down the hallway. And I'm like, what you want? Like, I'm here to check in, unfortunately.
Buy you?
So I get my keys and I float up to my room. Now I'm already in a strange place. I've never been to Texas before at this point. I
meant
have
like the back of a Volkswagen.
Yes, back of a Volkswagen. And it's like one of those roadside hotels. So it's 2-story, but it's gotten all the doors on the outside. So there's no internal access, which automatically I'm like, oh, good. This is where all the drug deals go. And I go to my room, I open the door, and none of the lights work.
Fantastic.
So it's austere, it's spotless, everything is great. But I can't get any of the lights to turn on. So I'm like, so this is where I die, right? This is where I walk in, and there's just someone with a shotgun in the corner who's like, we came for your mouth, boy. Like,
or it's kind of like that person that hired you is like, didn't forget the things you said.
I've been waiting for you for 4 years, motherfucker.
Not to derail, but can you imagine going to that lengths to get your revenge? Where it's like, Mom, Dad, pay for the airfare, pay for the whole 3 nights.
I said the manager of the band, John. You're the one that's providing detail into this story.
Wait, your manager isn't your mom?
I mean, my mom managed me for a while, but then I, got a little unruly after a bit.
And now you manage my mom, so I guess it goes full circle.
Yes. Mothers are my specialty. My specialty. My
One teat at a time.
We're milking that joke.
Oh
A lot of mileage.
So, but yes, that would be a wonderful long game to play if that was ultimately where this, I got met by the Klan just hanging out in that room. They dragged me by my toes through the streets of Austin, Texas. Anywho, so I go back to the front desk because I'm not going to, stay in the blacked out room all evening. I would like to, recharge my devices, specifically the vibrator. And so I go down. Person's not at the desk again. So now I'm stalking the hallways, trying to find amongst the 4 rooms here where the person may have gone back to in their seclusion in the West Wing. 20 minutes again. Finally, I get the person, and I'm like, sweet Jesus, where the fuck are you? It's like, what are you doing? Yeah. It's like, oh, my room's back here. So apparently, the person lives on property and just floats out
Jack Torrance
every
character.
40 to 50 minutes. Yes, I'm the caretaker here.
Yeah.
And so I get my key to my second room. And here is where all the fun ensues. So I go up, now I'm on the second floor as opposed to the first floor. So I'm like, well, good. At least I don't have to hear uproarious fucking above me. And I go into the room, I open it, lights turn on, everything looks reasonable. I set my bags down, and by this point, I'm about to piss my pants. So I'm desperate. I go into the bathroom, and I swear to Christ, The Shining took place in this hotel. The entire shower curtain is covered in blood. And
wow.
I mean, like, comically. You could have taken a bucket of paint and splashed it
Like,
on
was it almost like the American Psycho shower curtains they sell?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Worse than that. And there was blood soaked into the tiles.
The grout?
Yes, like it set in to the extent that obviously I think they tried to bleach it out and it didn't work. So then I'm like, you could have at least bought another fucking shower curtain.
Well, yeah, that's pretty egregious.
And so I'm like, the only conclusion I can logically make is obviously the murder is so frequently occurring in this building that we just can't be bothered. So it's like, well, we'll just wait. So I had to take a shower in the murder shower, and I'm like, this is where the fucking shower scene from Psycho happens. I'm gonna be just stabbed to death in Austin, Texas.
Wait, so it was a stained curtain?
Yes. Stained curtain, stained floor, and like there were...
You showered and then you went and told them? Or
Oh,
you
no,
told them
I was so... It was 1 o'clock in the morning at this point. By the time I had gotten through all the finding the person, getting the key, and go, so I just
How do you
went
not
to sleep.
have AIDS?
I mean, I didn't lick it up.
Why not?
You can't get it just through contacts,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah,
I heard you can get it
gotta
just by
fuck
looking at somebody that has it.
Also, AIDS is not airborne after several hours, I think. So
Oh, all right. Well,
it's never airborne, John.
Well, it's like, unless it's
airborne?
aerosolized cum, like, but then...
Aerosolized?
Yeah, like, it's in
It's
the air.
aerosol form?
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Michael, give me 30 seconds and a senior portrait of you, and I'll show you how to aerosol cum.
I said unless you, I didn't say that wasn't impossible. I believe it. Could definitely do it.
And I'm talking high school portrait, not college.
Ugh.
So yeah,
Agreed.
I stayed in that hotel room for 3 days.
Fun.
And that was
Kind of
the
explains
murder
some
hotel.
of the rougher edges of your personality.
Definitely.
That I have survived this long without doing harm to myself or others is pretty impressive.
It is. Now, that was a great story. Thank you for letting me have a segue into
segue?
a Sigourney segue
Sigourney
into
Weaver?
music-related stuff because I noticed something yesterday, and I looked. If you look something up, does that mean you researched it?
Yes.
I researched.
I mean, according
something
to you, yes.
very lightly.
How many tabs did you open, John?
One, technically two.
You're
one
slacking.
app,
Yeah.
2 apps.
Whoa.
You need at
two
least
screens.
three separate tabs.
So, Shane and I are playing a show on Friday night with the Family Crest, which is a great band from San Francisco. And when shows like that come our way, the promoter or the venue, they'll include us as a co-host on the events page on Facebook. And I like to look at those to see how sales are going, or to like try and psych yourself up, like how busy is this night going to be, or is it going to be like the time that we showed up to a venue and we played to 3 people, and it was very comically sad.
I saw this exact same thread last night, so I know what's coming, and it's uproariously funny. I cannot believe the sheer volume of meth heads that exist in this world based on Facebook. Oh,
I'm really,
Jesus.
All right, so also just to clue you in, Michael, Shane and I, in our friendship, we go in these waves where like at certain times we'll be very far apart mentally and we don't line up on anything. And then for like a glorious like blood moon cycle, like our brains are almost perfectly synced for like a week. And I think we're just on the outs of this week because we've had this conversation multiple times. We're like, oh man, I was literally just fucking doing this.
And you found yourself a hunter.
Anyhow, so on Facebook events, there's a discussion tablet, and that's where, like, let's say it's a sold-out show. You can post things in there, or, like, the promoter here last night shared a link to the Family Crest Tiny Music Desk on NPR. Just like, hey, remember this? By the way, there's still some tickets available. Yeah. By the by, the event's it's gonna be a good night on Friday. Like, we really lucked out, and we're really fortunate to be on the lineup.
So you're saying I should buy a ticket soon?
Oh, but don't worry, because a lot of people have your back here.
Just wait.
Thank you for the Sigourney segue.
Oh my goodness.
Which I'm so glad that is our new thing, by the way.
Now, I'm not going to read last names because it doesn't matter. And I could, for all intents and purposes.
It's public forum.
So I'm going to read the most, like 5 or 6 most recent posts on the discussion board for the event page for the Family Crest show on Friday night here in Phoenix. From Roger. I'm looking to sell tickets for my family cheaper due to change of plans. Leave me a message if you need any. Thanks!
Cheaper is the emphasis there.
From Marco. Anyone giving away tickets? Just throwing it out there. ... From Rebecca. She did a emoji of a, like, sad sucking dick face, and it says...
I was going to say, of cheeks filled with cum.
She was like, sucks that we can't attend the show, but if anyone is interested in purchasing our tickets... like my post and let me know via DM. And I'm going to skip that because your name's a fucking nightmare. From Laisha. I wouldn't be attending this event anymore. I have got tickets I'm selling out at a discounted rate due to some health circumstances my hubby is dealing with, which I never reckon would happen before getting the tickets, and really have to be there for him. Please DM me, like my post, or leave a comment if you're interested in the ticket, *S, so tickets. And I will do one more.
It gets worse. Like, honestly, there's so many of these.
We're not even embellishing. There's probably at least 15 more. I have 4 tickets, with the emoji of a ticket, available. We won't be able to attend the show due to some changes in my husband's schedule and won't be around to attend the show. Message me if you're interested in those tickets and please comment and like on my post, or DM. Thank you.
Why do we need your entire fucking biography as to why you're not going to be there? It's like, if the Family Crest looks at this, I don't want them to feel like I didn't go because of them. It's that damn the weather band I don't want to see.
Here's how we are exiting our cycling with each other. Because you read it like that, and I read it as, how the hell is this scam going on? Because the event right now, so I looked at it, it's 107 people. I think the venue holds about 200, maybe 250.
Oh, okay.
Which means, why are so many people trying to resell tickets? Because it's very scalpy and it's very, it's scammy.
Yeah. It does raise your suspicion slightly. Also, why is it, I never imagined my husband would have contracted gonorrhea, and I'm a skirt for him and losing a limb, and so I need to get rid of these tickets here so I could buy some medicine.
So in a guise to pretend like I'm on Reply All, and doing, tech support, which is a really fun bit they do.
Okay.
I just did a real brief Google search and got really hooked in by this headline. What's with all the concert ticket scams on Facebook?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So, I'll skim past some things because I think this came out in 2017, but nothing's really changed since then. So some of the screenshots that they used and references are a little dated, but that doesn't really matter because the heart of it is there. So, this is on, what is it? NowToronto.com, which...
It's a great site. I visit all the time.
It's essentially the Washington Post in Canada.
Exactly.
That's a lie. They don't have a news cycle in Canada.
No, they don't. So, open up practically any concert Facebook's event page discussion tab, and you'll see a variation on this. I bought 4 tickets before I realized we had other plans that day. Help me out. I don't want to get stuck with them. Message me if interested. They don't exist. Not the tickets and not the people. Those people who forget they had other plans that day, a girlfriend in a coma, last-minute business trips out of town, or any number of reasons they can't use the 4 tickets they're offering, only to disappear once you've transferred them money on PayPal. They're fake accounts run by scammers who copy and paste the same message to sold-out shows in multiple cities. Well, let's see. Hoping to bait a few desperate concert goers. It's the Nigerian Prince email for music fans, and it's getting worse.
What's hilarious is I was listening to episode 2 on the way over here because I wanted to feel how religion gets touched upon with our podcast. And, you know, it made me nostalgic for the old times. That is where we joked about the Nigerian prince through the Instagram thing with me. So it's like we're doing a Night Valian flash forward now as a new religion, same old topics.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
So, all of a sudden, those ticket resellers hanging outside venues seem like the nice guys.
I at least have tickets.
Yeah, that's literally the next sentence. At least they actually have tickets. Those croaky cries of, who's buying? Who's selling? Outside every Toronto venue now sound almost quaint. Let's see here.
And listen, I love Canada. I am a big City and Color fan, so, you know, Dallas Green aficionados out there, do not at me. I really wish I was Canadian, trust me, particularly in this voting cycle.
Yeah, so they go into the quotes and people saying, it's gotten horrendously worse for the past year. At first, you were talking 3, maybe 5 posts. My recent show with Lacuna Coil, I didn't look at the page for 24 hours and woke up to 60 scam posts.
Wow.
Jeez.
And,
obviously a scam, because not that many people are trying to see Lacuna Coil right now.
Right. And now...
Ouch.
I'm not going to derail. I've actually seen Lacuna Coil.
As have I. They opened for
Shadows,
Seven Dust.
Shadows Fall and Stone Sour.
Ooh.
Broke
That's
a
a
rib at
lineup.
that show.
I actually really like Lacuna Coil. We were throwing shade at Rage last week, so I figure we might as well just go full in.
Okay, not to...
We're already derailed. There's not a rail.
I have a band to
it.
recommend to you after we're done. Let's see.
Wow, just
Granted,
tease
in the realm of... Are you done, you cuck?
Not hungry.
This is not a comedy podcast. It's an informative one.
Oh, okay.
In the realm of Facebook-related scams, it's not exactly election hacking, but it's still fraud. Unsurprisingly, the social network offers no protection or recourse for fleeced music fans, and promoters can hardly stop using the service. Peters admits that 50% of his ticket sales come directly from Facebook event pages. So it's no surprise that promoters are keen to use Facebook even more, potentially exclusively. Eventbrite boasts that its Facebook ticketing integration, where users can purchase concert tickets without ever leaving the event page, generates 20% more sales. So problem is, making the concert ticket buying experience to close loop on Facebook just encourages people to rely on its bubble. I'm having a stroke. And thus more likely to fall for a scam post rather than seek out more authorized resellers of the site. Essentially, I'm not going to read the rest of the article, but it really I think it was a similar circumstance to what you're describing, where I was just up late enough, just kind of stoked, just checking in. I was going to share it in the next morning, so I would copy links so I didn't have to worry about it. And just saw that. I was like, how many mothers and husbands got to change a schedule?
How much gonorrhea is being spread around here?
Yeah, it was fucked.
As are we.
And also, I think part of me was like, there's no way that 15 plus people are trying to resell this many tickets to a show that we're on.
It's almost impossible.
They have to be fake people.
By the eternal.
By the eternal.
Behold.
Well, dang it.
Behold my noodly appendage as I present this week's glorious topic. Are you ready, boils and ghouls?
I'm almost ready, but I'm going to try and be your accountability buddy.
Oh, do it.
before you dive into an actual topic on this episode, do you want to give people the rub on what we do here?
Ooh. I like the cut of your jib, Young Watkins.
I don't even supposed to say that anymore.
I just did. So, we routinely on this glorious little podcast delve into an esoteric or obscure topic, and whilst explaining some of the facts about the topic, we will leaven in a couple lies. It is then incumbent upon the co-hosts of said podcast to point out these lies by the end of the episode. If they do not, we have a little denouement. We'll give a little bit of the information and tell us where we all screwed up. But the goal of the podcast is essentially to lie as deftly as possible. And also, because our topics are so bizarre, it's almost impossible to lie about them at this point.
Half the time, I don't even try. You know, you just kind of soak it in and be like, oh, I was stupid enough to fall for that. And I like to... It's my headcanon that the 4 people that listened, Steven, your girlfriend, and someone in the Philippines.
They move every day.
It's American Samoa, actually.
Yeah. I'm just imagining that they scream at the speaker. And not because that they think that we're lying, but because they hate it so much.
That's the natural response to have to us, actually, I find. So,
Yeah. Anyway,
well,
thank
so...
you.
Here we go. This is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
May his noodly appendage touch you everywhere.
Including up the butt. So, I'm going to start with information that can be found on their website to sort of give you a little background onto their belief structure and who they are as an organization.
This is our second time covering an organization like this.
Yes, religious organization. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, after having existed in secrecy for hundreds of years, came into the mainstream just a few years ago. With millions, if not thousands, of devout worshippers, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is widely considered a legitimate religion, even by its opponents, mostly fundamentalist Christians who have accepted that our God has larger balls than theirs.
I love it. I have a question.
Do it.
Are they tax exempt?
No.
Oh,
I know.
We gotta fight for the rights.
Oh, we are. I'll get there. Some claim that the church is purely a thought experiment or satire, illustrating that intelligent design is not science, just a pseudoscience manufactured by Christians to push creationism into schools. These people are mistaken. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is legitimate and backed by hard science. Anything that comes across as humor or satire is purely coincidental. We believe religion, say Christianity, Islam, Pastafarianism, does not require literal belief in order to provide spiritual enlightenment. Much of the transcendent experience of religion can be attributed to the community. And while some members of religion are indoctrinated true believers, many are not. There are many levels of belief, and each is no more or less legitimate than the other. That is to say, you do not have to believe to be part of our church, but we hope that in time you will see the truth. Capitalized truth, by the way. But skeptics, as well as members of other religions, are always welcome. Next subheading. What is this business about pirates and the beer volcano and the stripper factory?
Bullshit.
Not bullshit.
That
I will
escalated
also,
quickly.
I like our caveat, and I think I'm going to continue with it as well, is I will tell you how many lies we have. There are going to be
20.
3.
Wow, that's higher than the past month.
Yes. So
are you talking
it might
about?
actually be just 2. I think there are subsets of 1. So technically 2 lies.
There were 4 lies last week, sir.
Hey, listen, you fucking
He also said,
mathematician,
"Fap
physics.
in my mouth, sir."
I did.
So, Michael, I wouldn't expect you to understand this because you don't know quantum physics.
Oh, he doesn't know quantum mechanics.
Oh, thank you.
Are they people that fix your car in between dimensions?
Yes. They are the TARDIS race team, I believe.
Yeah.
So, religious texts tell us that humans evolved from pirates. Consider that so-called science experts would have us believe humans evolved from primates, pointing towards the shared 99% DNA between humans and primates. But humans and pirates share upwards of 99.9% DNA. We believe that pirates were the original Pastafarians and that they were peaceful explorers. It was only due to Christian and misinformation that they have an image of outcast criminality today. Okay. No one knows what the afterlife really holds, but we are told from the Flying Spaghetti Monster that FSM Heaven has a beer volcano and a stripper factory.
I love it.
So, that is their introduction. And now we'll dive into the joyful Wikipedia offerings just to give us a light soupçon here of some of the backstory. So, to answer your question, in New Zealand, Pastafarian representatives are authorized to officiate weddings. They are not in the United States, however. The U.S. federal court has ruled that the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is not a real religion. Because obviously they would fucking know.
Right. Well, because they keep it separate.
Yes, it's important to separate church and state
yeah.
unless, you're desperately trying to pound sand into the asshole of the United States government.
Yeah.
So, in August of 2018, the Dutch Council of State also ruled Pastafarianism is not a real religion. Because the fucking Dutch are just followers.
A couple things that I hate.
There's two things I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Such a good joke.
So, here's a little history. In January 2005, Bobby Henderson, a 24-year-old Oregon State University physics graduate. Hey, Michael.
They always start.
Yes. Sent an open letter regarding the Flying Spaghetti Monster to the Kansas State Board of Education. In that letter, Henderson satirized creationism by professing his belief that whenever a scientist carbon dates an object, a supernatural creator that closely resembles spaghetti with meatballs is there, changing the results with his noodly appendage. Henderson... The power of crust compels you. Henderson argued... Do it.
What?
Who said something?
I said minty.
Minty?
You said the power of crust.
I said crust.
Oh, I heard crust.
Like what forms around my mother's nipples when Shane's not attentive.
Henderson argued that his beliefs were just as valid as intelligent design, and he called for equal time in science classrooms alongside intelligent design and evolution. The letter was sent prior to the Kansas Evolution hearings as an argument against the teaching of intelligent design in biology classes. Henderson, describing himself as a concerned citizen, representing more than 10 million others, argued that intelligent design and his belief that the universe was created by a flying spaghetti monster were both equally valid. In his letter, he noted, "I think we can all look forward to the time when these three theories are given equal time in our science classrooms across the country, and eventually the world. 1/3 time for intelligent design, 1/3 time for flying spaghetti monsterism, and 1/3 time for the logical conjecture based on an overwhelming observable evidence."
Damn, he's spicy.
Mic drop.
So, according to Henderson, since the intelligent design movement uses ambiguous references to a designer, any conceivable entity may fulfill that role, including a flying spaghetti monster.
I mean,
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
His quote is, "I don't have a problem with religion. What I have a problem with is religion posing as science. If there is a God, and he's intelligent, I would guess he has a sense of humor."
I mean, look at the platypus.
Thank you, Kevin Smith.
Poor platypus.
In May of 2005, having received no reply from the Kansas State Board of Education, Henderson posted the letter on his website, gaining significant public interest. Shortly thereafter, Pastafarianism became an internet phenomenon. He has published the responses he received from the board members. 3 board members, all of whom opposed the curriculum amendments, responded positively. A 4th board member responded with the comment, "It is a serious offense to mock God."
Preacher.
Henderson has also published a significant amount of hate mail, including death threats that he has received.
Hot.
Indeed. I'm aroused just thinking about it. Within 1 year of sending the open letter, Henderson received thousands of emails on the Flying Spaghetti Monster, eventually totaling over 60,000, of which he has said that about 95% have been supportive, while the other 5% have said, "I'm going to hell." During that time, his site garnered tens of millions of hits. So there is a great deal here about the internet phenomenon that is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster,
Right.
where they print the open letter and people, rally to it.
Is this a good time to, talk about your ministry again?
Well, I mean, it's not something that I specifically, chose as a devotee. And I was going to perform a ceremony for our bandmate Sam, and she said she did not want God affiliated with it in any way, shape, or form. And I said, I have you covered. I can register myself as a Pastafarian minister,
Does
and
that
then we
mean
can
that her
perform.
marriage is null and void?
No, I also had to register with the Universal Life Church, which is acknowledged as a religion for the country, so that's what certified me to perform it. But if I were purely performing it as a Pastafarian in this country, no, that would not have allowed it to be
That
valid.
is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the noodly truth.
And nothing but the truth. So help me. Jesus has no say in this. Unless he is the son of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, which will come up here in the course of this discussion. So, Henderson specifically said he's surprised by his success and states that he wrote the letter for his own amusement as much as anything. In August of 2005, in response to a challenge from a reader, Boing Boing, a random website I allude to here, announced a $250,000 prize, which has later been raised to $1 million of intelligently designed currency payable to any individual who could produce empirical evidence proving that Jesus is not the son of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. This was modeled as a parody of a similar challenge issued by young Earth creationist Kent Hovind. Similar parody extended to a teleological argument that meatballs are evidence of intelligent design. As they fit perfectly into the human hand and mouth, it is easy to deduce that they were intelligent, created, and intended for consumption by human beings by his noodly appendage.
Fucking prove it wrong.
This claim satirizes the banana argument, a claim of creationists that a banana is evidence of intelligent design due to the fruit perfectly fitting the contours of the human hand.
I have never heard that.
Comes with a protective, non-slip surface to hold, which is also biodegradable and sits gracefully, quote, gracefully,
Are you fucking with
over
us?
the human
Is
hand.
that bullshit?
No, this is a Kirk Cameron thing that he posted with another
fuck
gentleman.
Kirk Cameron.
There is
He's
a
a
video.
cunt.
It's 10 minutes of them explaining how the banana is proof that we were created by God. Because of exactly, they said it actually has like a stop and go system. It has a what they call like a stoplight system, so you can tell when it's good. Because if it's green, you're not supposed to eat it. When it's yellow, it's perfectly good to go. And when it's black, you should stop.
I was going to say when it's red, then you should. Yeah.
If it's a red banana, you're getting it from a dog. So,
Yum.
and banana, no!
So that banana fits
Tonight.
perfectly in my hand.
You.
Thank you, Mr. Pickles.
So, but yes, that is a thing. The banana argument. I'll send you the link. I'll include it
my
in the show
God.
notes as well. But yeah, if you want to entertain yourself,
don't read those.
it hurts your head. It really does. So, according to Henderson, newspaper articles on the Flying Spaghetti Monster attracted the attention of book publishers. He said at one point there were 6 publishers interested in the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and in November of 2005 he received an advance from Villard, I have never heard of them, to write... Volodmort, yes. Volodmort, actually, I just struggled for words there. He was contracted to compose the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Ooh.
So, funny aftermath or follow-up. In November 2005, Kansas State Board of Education voted to allow criticisms of evolution, including language about intelligent design, as part of their testing standards. So, they included it. On February 13th of 2007, the board voted 6-4 to reject the amended Science Standard Act enacted in 2005. This was the 5th time in 8 years that the board has rewritten the standards on
Make
evolution.
up your mind.
Oh my God.
So Kansas is really conflicted. It is in the breadbasket of the United States, but still. So, are you gentlemen ready for what was ultimately the most fun time of the Satanism episode? We are going to get into the tenets of the faith for the FSM. Face,
I'm
neck,
ready.
and chest. Get ready. It's like hot marinara for you. Aren't you supposed to do that before? I mean, like after we, make the noises? Or...
I literally sent you
I
down.
was giving him a clap to know that it's happening.
Oh, you gave him the clap 2 weeks ago.
And
It
then...
still itches.
I'm telling you, these damn lice are terrible. Get that new
And then he
shampoo
shat on a
for you.
turtle.
Shat on a turtle. So, although Henderson has stated that the only dogma allowed in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is the rejection of dogma, so very similar to Satanism in that respect, some general beliefs are held by Pastafarians. Henderson proposed that many Pastafarian tenets, in reaction to comments... Oh my god, hold on, I had a stroke. Henderson proposed many Pastafarian tenets in reaction to common arguments by proponents of intelligent design, so tit for tat, or quid pro quo. These canonical... This is a corny segue. These canonical beliefs are presented by Henderson in his letter to the Kansas State Board of Education, the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and on his website. They tend to satirize creationism. I tried to cut a lot of this out. Wikipedia, as always, under redundancy, says see redundant. So, here are their beliefs. Pastafarians believe that the universe was created by the FSM while very drunk, the effects of which can be seen in the resulting imperfections and contradictions in the universe, including the platypus. The flying spaghetti monster is depicted as a tangle of spaghetti with many noodly appendages, flanked by 2 delicious meatballs, and with a pair of googly eyes upon stalks. Such a depiction is merely a guess, of course, as the FSM is understandably invisible to all known forms of scientific detection. Whether or not the FSM is actually made of pasta is the subject of intense theological debate, with many claiming that the FSM is not made of pasta, but just appears to be, while others believe that to be a flying spaghetti monster, the FSM must be made of pasta. The FSM is neither male nor female, but completely genderless, as the idea of a monotheistic deity needing a gender or genitals is pretty silly when you really think about it. The genderless term Pastafarians refer to as FSM is... Oh my god. The genderless term Pastafarians refer to FSM as is quab, as in... May you be touched by Quab's noodly appendage, instead of referring to our deity's noodly appendages as his or her noodly appendages. So not your dildo. It's a noodly appendage.
Quab's.
Quab's
appendage.
noodly appendage. Quab is something that sounds like, a pheasant or, a squab.
Or like Michael.
Huh?
Fucking quab.
Oh, ouch.
All followers of the FSM hold that pirates are sacred and were the first Pastafarians.
Amen.
Climate change, earthquakes, hurricanes, and other natural disasters are directly linked to the declining numbers of pirates worldwide. Many Pastafarians therefore choose to wear full pirate regalia as a means to help the environment and belay natural disasters.
Lie.
Other Pastafarians just like wearing a colander on their heads. The system of Pastafarian ethics is based on the 9 I'd rather you didn'ts. A series of suggestions on how to live your life in a happy manner without infringing upon others' rights to do the same with their own lives. The 9s outline a morality which is based on harmonious coexistence, non-judgmental conduct, and generally, not being a dick. Worship of the FSM is not commanded or even expected. In many ways, Pastafarians believe that this ethical system is superior to all other mainstream religions.
Hold on a second. The colander. Is that a lie?
No.
No,
That's 100%
yes,
true.
they will wear. It's actually been a big fight in the country because people want to have their driver's license photos taken with a colander on their head.
Oh.
And apparently they claim that it's, persecution if you tell them they
Because
can't
it's
wear
a
it.
religious
Yes.
headgear.
But of course, it's not a religion,
Because-
according to the United States, because we know what a religion is. Has to involve guilt and a lot of money being extorted from weak-minded individuals. I'm sorry, this editorial does not reflect the views of the Disinformed podcast.
Oh, he's doing it himself now.
Wow. That was without skipping a beat.
A wide variety of people are drawn to our religion for diverse reasons, but our love of all things noodly, our constant celebration of life, eating, drinking, and our ability to laugh at ourselves, to have fun, and to still be good people, usually means people stay once they've joined us. Here are the 9 I'd really rather you didn't. 1. I'd really rather you didn't act like a sanctimonious, holier-than-thou ass when describing my noodly goodness. If some people don't believe in me, that's okay. Really, I'm not that vain. Besides, this isn't about them, so don't change the subject. 2. I'd really rather you didn't use my existence as a means to oppress, subjugate, punish, eviscerate, and or, be mean to others. I don't require sacrifices, and purity is for drinking water, not people. 3. I'd really rather you didn't judge people for the way they look, or how they dress, or the way they talk, or, well, just play nice, okay? Oh, and get this in your thick heads. Woman equals person. Man equals person. Samey. One is not better than the other unless we're talking about fashion, and I'm sorry, but I gave that to women and some guys who know the difference between teal and fuchsia. 4. I'd really rather you didn't indulge in conduct that offends yourself or your willing, consenting partner of legal age and mental maturity. As for anyone who might object, I think the expression is go fuck yourself. Unless they find that offensive, in which case they can turn off the TV for once and go for a walk for a change. 5. I'd really rather you didn't challenge the bigoted, misogynist, hateful ideas of others on an empty stomach. Eat, then go after the bastards.
Fuck yeah.
Like it.
That was a bullshit rule, though.
No.
God damn.
6. I'd really rather you didn't build multi-million-dollar churches, temples, mosques, shrines to my noodly goodness when the money could be better spent. Take your pick. A. Ending poverty. B. Curing diseases. C. Living in peace, loving with passion, and lowering the cost of cable. I might be a complex carbohydrate omniscient being, but I enjoy the simple things in life. I ought to know. I am the creator.
Ooh.
7.
Checkmate.
I'd really rather you didn't go around telling people I talked to you. You're not that interesting. Get over yourself. And I told you to love your fellow man. Can't you take a hint? 8. I'd really rather you didn't do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If you're into, stuff that uses a lot of leather, lubricant, and Las Vegas. If the other person's into it, however, pursuant to number 4, then have at it, take pictures, and for the love of Mike, wear a condom. Honestly, it's a piece of rubber. If I didn't want it to feel good when you did it, I would have added spikes or something.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that one.
Not bullshit.
Why did it say for the love of Mike?
I don't know.
Good lord.
He moves in mysterious way. Quab moves
Sorry.
in mysterious
Yeah,
ways,
yeah.
Michael. And 9. I'd really rather you not go about killing and eating one another. You're nowhere near as tasty as I am, and I've provided my ample allotment of complex carbohydrates for your nourishment, so eat of my body in the remembrance of me, and leave off eating one another. Seriously. I know where you've been, and... Ew. So there you are. The 9, I really rather
I saw that.
you
I
wouldn't.
heard that.
So...
One.
we have a couple questions. I'm having
Croissants.
Croissants?
bourgeoisie. So,
Was number 9 not real?
was number 9 not? I just read it, John. Obviously, it's real.
Why are you fingering the shock mount?
I'm just so horny. No.
Good lord.
No.
I know where you've been, John.
Was the
And
Rottenberg reference bullshit?
Absolutely was.
Yeah?
What?
Yes,
I got it?
You did.
I got it!
Huh?
Congratulations.
Yeah, number 9 was
the number
bullshit.
9 is bullshit. There are only 8. I really rather you didn't. So that was the one.
Killing and eating each other, it's directly related to the stuff we've talked. Michael, I wouldn't expect you to know this because I'm the smartest person here, but
If you're the smartest person here,
we're fucked.
Oh my
we need to be drubbed off the internet.
Oh, feels good. Suck it, Michael.
It's
Wasn't there just one where I rather you didn't, where you didn't just dunk on people just because you got it right?
Hey, Michael,
Whew.
don't worry. Once John got on air, people decided to stop breathing it, so...
You're welcome.
So, question. What is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster's view on abortion and right-to-life issues? Answer. The Church of God damn it, I have done this now 72 times.
I almost spit out my drink.
The Church of FSM's position is that life starts before conception, sometime around the point of seeing the boobs, and that sperms, as potential humans, if allowed to develop, deserve the same protection as fetuses and fully grown people. Anyone who harms the sperms is guilty of murder, including pushers of hot water jacuzzis and tight-fitting underwears. We are all equal in the eyes of the Lord our almighty flying spaghetti monster. Some of this stuff linguistically is a bit unwieldy. They're obviously not English majors. They're physicists. So...
Checks out.
Yep.
That's probably why pronunciation is also something. Got him!
Ew.
To what extent do Pastafarians need evidence to support their beliefs? What is considered valid evidence, and why are some religious ideas lacking evidence believed more widely than others? Why is Christianity more widely accepted than Pastafarianism? And the answer. For many religions, acceptance is due to the time it has been around and due to the number of people who already follow it. For potential followers, it's often less a consideration of evidence and more a judgment that the collective group of followers is better informed. That millions or billions of people already follow this religion is strong social proof that there's something to it. The larger the group is, and the longer it's been around, the more pronounced the effect. But non-believers are overreaching when they dismiss the phenomena of religion as wrong and useless because it so often lacks a basis in evidence. The fact that millions of people get something positive out of a religion, even if it is based on superstition, does mean something. But that's not to say it's true, only that it has value. For many people, religion is about being a part of a community and being a part of something bigger and more important than themselves. These transcendent experiences are something we want to emulate. Non-believers would be better off criticizing only on the negative, damaging parts of religion, and being less judgmental about the idea of religion in general. Non-believers get hung up asking for evidence when really what we should be looking at is why does religion thrive despite evidence? We should be pushing the idea that faith is not equivalent to evidence-based reasoning without insisting that it's inferior, only that they are different ways of seeing the world, and that the problems happen when these views clash. Pastafarianism is different than most religions in that we explicitly make that point, that our scripture need not be believed literally. In other religions, this is known, but not often said out loud. Many Christians don't take the Bible literally, but won't volunteer this. Pastafarian scripture has some outlandish and sometimes contradictory components, and unlike the scripture of mainstream religion, these pieces were intentional and obvious, and our congregation is aware of this.
That was a mouthful.
I was going to say, going from something that was very obviously like tongue-in-cheek, and then probably one of the most like erudite, eloquent, and understanding expressions of tolerance that you will ever encounter.
They
which
tapped the shoulder of the third person in the room, being like, "Hey, we need something that sounds actually really good. Can you do it?"
And that was marvelous. That was kind of a glorious pearl after I pried open the shell of this clam. And trust me, I've been digging clams for years, so I should know about all of this. But
she has a name.
Listen. Just because it's your mother doesn't mean I have to respect her. So, have I tapped you out yet? Is everybody keen on hearing about their holidays or their pirates and global warming, the afterlife, creation?
I'm going to choose the pirates and the climate change for 400.
Okay. All right. I am also going to tell you the afterlife because it's, 3 sentences.
That's what I wanted to know.
But the Pastafarian conception of heaven includes a beer volcano and a stripper, sometimes prostitute, factory.
Sex worker,
They said prostitute. I didn't. So, I mean, this has
they are
nothing to
the
do with
leading
me.
source of tolerance.
Indeed. The Pastafarian hell is similar, except that the beer is stale and the strippers have sexually transmitted diseases.
Fair.
All right, pirates and global warming. According to Pastafarian beliefs, pirates are absolute divine beings. and the original Pastafarians. Arr. Furthermore, Pastafarians believe that the concept of pirates as thieves and outcasts is misinformation spread by Christian theologians in the Middle Ages and by Hare Krishnas. Instead, Pastafarians believe that they were peace-loving explorers and spreaders of goodwill, and occasionally legs, who distributed candy to small children, adding that modern pirates are in no way similar to the fun-loving buccaneers from history. In addition, Pastafarians believe that ghost pirates are responsible for all of the mysteriously lost ships and planes of the Bermuda Triangle. Pastafarians are among those who celebrate International Talk Like a Pirate Day on September 19th.
Ooh.
The inclusion of pirates in Pastafarianism was part of Henderson's original letter to the Kansas State Board of Education, in an effort to illustrate that correlation does not imply causation. Henderson presented the argument that global warming, earthquakes, hurricanes, and other natural disasters are a direct effect of the shrinking numbers of pirates since the 1800s. A deliberately misleading graph accompanying the letter, with numbers humorously disordered on the x-axis, show that as the numbers of pirates decreased, global temperatures increased. This parodies the suggestion from some religious groups that the high numbers of disasters, famines, and wars in the world are due to a lack of respect and worship towards their deity. In 2008, Henderson interpreted the growing pirate activities in the Gulf of Aden as additional support, pointing out that Somalia has the highest number of pirates and the lowest carbon emissions of any country.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, prove him wrong.
This will be appropriate here because John will have seen some of my contributions here. Holidays. Pastafarian beliefs extend to lighthearted religious ceremony. They celebrate every Friday as a holy day. Prayers are concluded with a final declaration of affirmation. Ramen. The term is a... I don't need the explanations, thank you. We know what amen is typical. Okay. Around the times of Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, Pastafarians celebrate a vaguely defined holiday named Holiday. Holiday does not take place on a specific date so much as it is the holiday season itself. According to Henderson, as Pastafarians reject dogma and formalism, there are no specific requirements for holiday. Pastafarians celebrate holiday in any manner they please. They also celebrate Pastover, as a parody of Passover, and Ramadan. So there you are. They tend to gravitate towards happy holidays as their greeting as opposed to, Merry Christmas, etc. Apparently in December of 2005, George W. Bush's White House Christmas greeting card wished people a happy holiday season, leading Henderson to write the president a note of thanks, including a fish emblem depicting the flying spaghetti monster for his limousine or plane. Henderson also thanked Walmart for its use of the phrase.
That's amazing. I love this guy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I have two excerpts from the loose canon from the Gospel of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, just to give you an idea of what their religious texts read like. From Suggestions 1:1, I am the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Thou shalt have no other monsters before me. Afterwards is okay, just use protection. The only monster who deserves capitalization is me! Other monsters are false monsters, undeserving of capitalization. And from Slackers, Chapter 1, verses 51 and 52. Since you have done a half-assed job, you will receive half an ass. The great pirate Solomon grabbed his ceremonial scimitar and struck his remaining donkey, cleaving it in two. So there you are. That is the bulk of what I am willing to subject you to from
That's joyous.
the Church of the Flying Spaghetti
I love
Monster.
it. How wholesome.
Beautiful.
It's a lot of fun. Any further stabs for the other lie?
No, I'm winning.
So the 3 lies, again, technically 2, is that it's the subdivision of the fact that there are only 8 of the I really wish you rather, as opposed to the 9, and the 9th is made up. So there's one more lie. He's so
Ramadan?
smug.
Yeah, that
just watch the look on his face over there as he's finally caught the cream.
I can feel his like just
Just kind of looking at you like, I've already put a point up on the board, so I need my teammate to help me finish this game.
Oh, okay. You're making it look like a team effort here. Psh.
Listen, I
Dunking
carry all
on me
the weight.
earlier. Oh, not all the way, only half the way.
Apparently, he's decided to teabag you with the meatballs here.
I am
so.
but half an ass.
He is but half an ass. I agree. Behold. By the Eternal.
I think, okay, so the only stab I'm going to do at is the small stroke that I'm having. The debate that he might not be made of pasta.
That is absolutely true.
Michael, thank you for ruining this for me.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. I thought you got it right. I thought you got it right at first, and I was already started, so I couldn't cancel out of that maneuver.
So the other lie
You're fantastic.
is the teleological argument that meatballs are evidence of intelligent design.
Oh.
The banana argument is true. That does exist.
Well,
so I
that's clever.
came up with the fact that the meatballs were made because I'm like, well, they do fit perfectly into the human hand.
thought
They
about it, I'm
emulate
like-
the human mouth, but they are made by humans. So, I mean, it is intelligent design, literally. We've decided that we wanted to consume them that way. They just are very difficult to keep on a plate.
True.
You got to
That
cut them up.
attitude.
I'll give you attitude here in a second. So there you are, boils and ghouls. That is what I have for the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Parmesan be praised.
Indeed. And so I, to clarify the power of crust, I claim once I got my card, would you like to have me read the card that I have for...
Yes, please. That'd be a nice little bookend.
It's, I just have to find it in my wallet, which, oh, wouldn't you know, it's right here. So, as you can see, I'm a certified priest here for the
As
Church
actually,
of the Flying
your
Spaghetti
2 year
Monster.
is coming up.
Yes, yes. So
Or
I
3.
was I was certified on March the 17th of 2017. If you want to check me up, my registry number is 223236. I am a minister for the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and accordingly, let it be known that the card holder is an ordained minister with the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster and is entrusted to exercise the duties of the ministry, including sermonizing, presiding over holy ceremonies such as marriages and baptisms, giving last rites, and casting out false prophets.
Ooh.
I have also amended this to I can perform an exorcism. If someone believes in, someone else's
seen
deity,
it.
I can cast out that belief.
I've seen
and
it.
so I sprinkle them with my consecrated marinara, and I scream, the power of crust compels you.
It works
So,
90% of the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
I
through
feel like
the,
there's a
you know,
story then
No.
to it.
you would think.
Oh, well.
Just watch The Exorcist is the same thing.
It's technically you should watch Pirates of the Caribbean, all 4 of them, and then you will be filled with Quab's noodly love.
Isn't there like 5?
Yeah,
There
but just the
is.
first 4.
I'm just I want to, I don't want to count the 5th one.
Well-
Okay, fair.
I feel like we've never done things in this way, but maybe to see us out, Shane, you could, end on a sermon / homily. Would you
Well-
like to give? Would you like to spread the word?
I mean, if the word is legs, then yes. Let's
Sure.
spread
I mean,
away.
what do you got in the
Today's
chamber
word
there,
is-
you little?
Well, today
minister?
I want to talk to you about the power of Parmesan in my life.
Make sure you put some horn, like some
Horn?
some organ behind this.
Horn organ?
Horny organs.
Horny
behind
organ.
this.
Would you like to get horny with us, please? Do I make you horny, baby?
Do I?
Well, I believe that it was told to us in Slackers chapter 23, verses 7 and 8, where it said, "Behold, let he who gains a false sense of security by picking out one lie in 29 fucking episodes fall flat on his very pronounced proboscis and suffer long, so long, for his iniquities."
Impossibly long.
Impossible burger.
Preach.
So, Parmesan be praised.
Ramen.
And ramen.
Ramen.
Wow, I can't believe he came at you so hard like that, Michael.
I just felt the power of the sauce.
I come at him so hard most of the time, actually. It's that
Come
Hollywood
in, I
beauty.
come in.
A towel.
And now we're at the conclusion of this episode.
Otherwise
I'm
known
gonna
as
go
the
ahead
climax.
and pat myself on the back / jerk myself off. Yeah.
Watch your eyes, gentlemen. This is going to get
This
messy.
will
My
be
eyes.
the longest I have gone on air without talking about porn or Pornhub.
Whoa, actually,
You,
okay.
you made
that,
a concerted effort this week to course correct, did
Yep.
you?
I did.
In spite of all the noodle puns that we could have made here.
That was right for the picking.
Indeed.
Even when I had that article, it's like, oh, finally, I'll have something else to talk about. So.
John, your restraint is astounding.
that I am actually proud for. Not the lie, but that.
What can I
So
say?
long.
I'm the best part about this.
Obviously.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I don't think he does.
I just won best pig at the shit snarfing contest.
Indeed. You can snarf better than anyone I've ever seen.
Oh, life is a fucking nightmare.
So I, as a subplot here, I committed a horrible act, and I watched The Big Lebowski while Melissa was in the room.
Nice.
By the way, she thanked the both of you for
Why?
offering your congratulations on her new
Oh,
employment.
well, I hope
and,
it's going well.
And the dissolution of our relationship. So,
Well, again, I hope it's going well.
yes. She's much better off, I assure you. But yeah, so she thanked you. So she was playing Sims, but I was watching The Big Lebowski, and she could not have been less impressed. Just, the entire time. Obviously, she's not a golfer. So, but funnily enough, in my studies here, I discovered there is also another neo-religion that has been founded fairly recently. Would you like to know what that is? Mm-hmm. It's Dudism.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a derivation of Taoism based on the tenets and practices of the dude.
Huh.
So
There are still,
Interesting.
there's even conventions. Like,
Yes.
Almost like fan fusion-esque events with the dude.
And I'm just
Really?
saying, thank God I am not a dudist, because then
Quab.
she certainly would have. Well, I mean, I can call Quab God if I choose to. He is my deity. And what a gay deity he be. It be. They be.
Ramen.
Quabby.
Quab
I
indeed.
think Quab covers every facet of the...
As you can tell, my adherence to this faith is very steadfast.
Very.
I
Devout.
eat a lot of pasta. That's basically the one rule I adhere to. I'm
got
a
a carb load.
grocery cart pastafarian here.
That actually...
God, that's
okay,
great.
I do have a question on this that I want your opinion on.
Do it.
How does he feel about people on keto?
Fuck them.
Ouch.
I mean, you can eat anything you want as long as it's not other people.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, and that is not a lie.
We got that from the 9th rule, obviously. So
And the 9th gate.
there are, if you want to have an amusing afternoon, go pull up their website, because the Q&A section is lengthy.
I bet it's delightful.
It's hilarious. It's very fun. And I included the things that I thought, again, would elicit more conversation from John, like, conception begins when the boobs are seen. So,
Man. Yeah, I really, really kind of held out.
and
on
by the way, we are all murderers based on that particular belief,
we
because
are.
we have killed so many sperms. All of the sperms.
Hello, Instagram.
Huh?
What? Hello?
John's been spilling the milk recently, so it's fine.
No, that is a dark web pun.
Indeed. So, anything else we want to get out of here, other than the fact that we are going to be the Phoenix Fan Fusion this year? So you need to get on down there, hustle
Other
up.
than that, no. I mean, you can find my OnlyFans account at disinformed/idiot.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many pictures are we going to see, John?
How about 60?
Okay.
And they are different zoom levels of my sphincter.
Are you filming videos as well? Because
Well,
you
the
can charge,
videos
like,
are the
34.
stills. Yeah.
you can get like a $40 premium for uploading that alone.
You know what? I would commit to doing video the day that we get sponsored by Manscaped.
Ooh.
Because then I
Okay.
could, get the beanbag looking how it should.
Can you do what you did when you shaved your beard prior to becoming mustache? Of show the stages of working your way down.
absolutely.
Okay, that's what
Absolutely.
I
I think the beard's going to go away soon,
You
too.
know what's funny?
Really?
Yeah.
We actually, apropos, I'm going to drag us back into the gutter. We were actually followed on Instagram by an adult film star.
Get out.
This
a
week.
porn bot? Or
No,
an actual person?
An actual person. I did
feelings
not.
and emotions?
I did not delve into her links for her pages because she's a lovely woman. I just I don't feel like it's too much jelly. I don't have the wherewithal to look at it. But so
fair.
yeah, you can look at our Instagram account there. But
I
Shout
would
out to
never,
that person,
then.
I would
Yes.
never do that. I would never look at those links, and I
Yes,
would
nor should
never
you.
do that at all.
Why are you, like, looking on your phone right now? What are you searching?
Oh, I'm just doing calculus.
I think it's pronounced cocculus, and you have entered the cocculus rift as of right now.
Guys, speaking of spilling milk, I got an appointment.
He does. Well, listeners, you lovely gaggle of gastrointestinal assholes,
Yikes.
thank you for being here with us this week. We sincerely appreciate it. If you enjoy what you heard here, I can't imagine you do, but on the off chance, you can find us in your preferred podcast provider apps, and like and subscribe, and if you dig what we do, rate and review. You can find us on Instagram like that lovely listener did, Sultry Siren, at Disinformed Podcast. Please be sure to activate your notification. Oh,
Activate the notification.
activate your notifications!
And execute Order 66.
Wipe
Oh.
them out. All of them. Facebook.com/Disinformed Podcast and on the Twitters at Disinformed Pod. I believe that is going to do it. Up the dirt button for this week. For the Disinformed Podcast, I am Shane.
I'm John.
And I'm Michael.
Parmesan be praised. And
Ramen.
Ramen.
Amen.